In 2015, I did a lot of experiments with affirmations. I became interested after reading a story of someone who said an affirmation 1,000 times a day for 1.5 months. The person was no longer addicted to cigarettes. So, I set out on my own experimentations. I said, well, if they said it 1,000 times a day, I'll just say it all day long from the time I wake up until the time I go to bed. I made the affirmation short, and I practiced saying it fast. I always make a lot of money in the stock market. With one simple short sentence, I was able to amass an affirmation count of 25,000 to 35,000 times a day. 14 hours or more. Most of my work was idle and supervision, so most of the time I had a free mind to do this. I would say it aloud if I was by myself. I would say it at home while watching a show or movie or playing a video game. I would even do it while bathing and waking up in the middle of the night when using the bathroom. I kept the idea running through my head. It was a great sacrifice mentally. The idea was to bombard my subconscious with this one singular idea. I would do this for 1 week. Long story short, I had amazing results. I would test and retest this over a dozen times. I became highly attracted to a particular stock for no other reason than just illogical reasons coming from my subconscious mind. The stock a few days later would have an amazing run up in price. I was able to keep recreating this scenario over and over again. I had heard of the idea that we have 60,000 thoughts a day. If 45 to 55% of my thoughts were on a singular idea, what kind of an effect would it have on me? The year is 2021 and I no longer invest in the stock market. Now I do Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. I decided to try this experiment with cryptocurrency since it had yielded miraculous results for the stock market. I would say the same affirmation, but change one word and add a sentence. I always make a lot of money in the crypto market. I make thousands of dollars every single day. With the second sentence added, that would reduce the amount of affirmations to 5,000 to 10,000 times a day. I would repeat the same exact practice. I did it while dry fasting to magnify the power of my words. On the 4th day of my fast, I slowed down in doing the affirmations. I kept the thought running through my head and saying them slowly. The point was to be consistent with it. In other words, when I feel that strong ketosis effect and I feel highly relaxed or humbled, I should have more power behind every word spoken. I broke the fast somewhere on the 5th day. I continued the affirmations for 1 more day. How did this affirmation affect my mind? I'm browsing Coinbase and I see Shiba Inu. It had a nice jump in price from nothing to 5 zeros 21.22. I had seen this coin before. It was listed on Coinbase. I tell you, I hated this coin. Absolutely hated it. Another useless meme coin. After saying those affirmations for 5 days in a dry fast, tell me why I then did a complete 180 and put all that I own, $69,000, in this coin at 5 zeros 21.22 without knowing anything about it besides it being a meme coin. I didn't even understand my actions, they were completely irrational. I just had this strong feeling towards this coin. So I went with the feeling. 4 to 5 days later, this coin then quadrupled in price to 5 zeros 88.88. I was looking at $215,000. That was a 4 times increase. Then the logical me took over and became greedy. Ultimately, I forced myself to cash out at $108,000 before losing everything. So, surely it was just a coincidence, right? I did it again. This time the coin was called Solana. The coin ran up to $40. My rational mind was telling me this run was finished. You'll get stuck with the bag. My irrational mind was telling me we like this coin. I don't know why, we just like it. I had spent another 5 days saying the affirmation tens of thousands of times a day while dry fasting. I had similar amounts of money. I felt fear wanting to hold me back. But the fear wasn't strong enough to stop the programming. My irrational mind won the battle. I threw in $75,000 at $40 a coin. The coin ran up to $140. I cashed out at $115,000. The dry fasting made it much easier to influence and impress my mind with these affirmations. It had a powerful effect on reality and also allowed me to be able to identify the opportunities. In these two examples, I felt much more powerful and easier to manifest than the experiments I did in 2015. I was able to have a much more powerful effect on reality with less resistance. The affirmations began to make me act irrationally and illogically. Being in the dry fast makes that feeling even stronger, where my body is just going regardless of the rationality of my mind. Well, surely both of those were just coincidence, right? I did it again. I was working with a smaller amount of money this time, $2,000. The coin this time was the original Luna, now known as Luna Classic. My subconscious inspired me to buy this coin right after it crashed from $100 to 1 cent. After I bought it, it briefly spiked. I saw a gain to $3,500. The power of affirmations and fasting are unstoppable. There's power in your words, and the fast magnify the energy. Speak it into existence. You are a little God. A little God creating and manifesting in eternity. So, be the little God you are. Forever.